So you've just landed in a new country, which is incredibly exciting. But let's be real, that first conversation at the hotel check-in desk can sometimes feel a little nerve-wracking. Well, in this explainer, we're going to walk you through the entire process from the essential words you need to know to the exact questions you'll hear so you can start your U.S. adventure feeling confident and totally stress-free.
So, here's our game plan. First, we'll set the scene for your arrival. Then, we'll build up your vocabulary so you know your way around the hotel and your room. After that, we're going to role-play that check-in conversation step by step. And finally, we'll get to that amazing feeling of having your room key in hand. Ready? Let's dive in.
All right, you've made it. You're in the city. Let's paint a picture of what that first moment is like. Okay, picture this. You're walking into the Homewood Suites by Hilton, right in the heart of Manhattan. The lobby is buzzing with energy, you've got your bags with you, and you are ready to check in. But hold on, before you even walk up to that desk, let's arm you with the right vocabulary. Before we tackle the actual conversation, let's build up our vocabulary toolkit. Trust me, knowing these few keywords for your room and what the hotel offers is going to make everything else feel like a total breeze.
All right, first things first, the absolute essentials for a good night's sleep. Your room will have either a single bed, which is perfect if you're traveling solo, or a double bed for two. Oh, and here's a little pro tip. You can almost always call the front desk and just ask for extra pillows if you need them.
Now, in the bathroom, you'll find all the basics to freshen up. A shower, plenty of fresh towels, and toiletries. And that word toiletries, that's just a handy catch-all term for those little bottles of soap, shampoo, and lotion that the hotel provides for you. Okay, let's talk about making the room feel like your own. You can set the temperature with the air conditioner. You'll hear people call it the AC for short. And of course, flip through channels on the TV with the remote control. These are the simple controls that help you settle in and get comfortable. And this might just be one of the best perks. At many hotels in the U.S., like this one, breakfast is included with your stay. It's such a great way to save a little money and fuel up before a huge day of exploring.
So, beyond your room, what about the rest of the hotel? There are a few key areas you'll want to know about. Of course, there's the reception. That's where you check in. But you might also need to ask about the gym, the parking garage, if you have a car, or maybe find the bar or swimming pool to unwind later.
Okay, you've got the vocabulary down. Now it's time for the main event, that check-in conversation at the front desk. Let's put everything into practice.
But wait, before we jump into the full dialogue, I've got a super common pronunciation tip for you. This one trips a lot of people up. So imagine the receptionist says your room number is 205. How do you think they would actually say that in American English?
Here's the key. The number 0 is almost always pronounced O when it's part of a room number, phone number, or an address. So room 205 becomes 205. It's just a casual shortcut, but hearing it correctly makes a big difference.
All right, you're at the desk. The conversation almost always kicks off with a request for your name. They might ask for your given name, which is just your first name, and your surname, which is your last name or family name.
A simple, clear response is always the best way to go. You can just say, "Certainly, I am Emily Johnson." No need to add anything extra.
They'll also probably ask for your home country and city for their records. A direct answer like, "I have traveled here from Canada. Specifically, I live in Toronto," gives them all the information they need in one go.
Next up, they'll likely ask for an email address. So let's say yours is emily.johnson@example.com. Whoops, I kind of just gave away the answer, didn't I? But let's break down how you actually say those symbols out loud.
It's really simple once you know the rule. The @ symbol is pronounced at, and the period or the little dot is pronounced dot. So you would read this out as emily.johnson@example.com. Easy.
Now, especially if your name isn't super common in the US, they would probably ask you to spell it out. Don't worry, this is a very, very normal part of the process. It's just to make sure they get everything perfectly accurate.
So when they ask, you just spell the name out clearly and calmly, letter by letter. A nice, steady pace helps them type it in correctly without any mistakes.
And hey, don't be surprised if they ask you to repeat it, just to be certain. It's not a reflection on you at all, especially in a busy lobby. A simple, no problem, before spelling it again is the perfect, polite response.
And that's it. Once the details are confirmed, you have successfully navigated the entire check-in process. The hardest part is officially over.
This is the moment you've been waiting for. The receptionist will hand you your keycard, wish you a good stay, and you are officially checked in. The room is yours, and now your Manhattan adventure can truly begin.
You've successfully completed the first step of your trip like a pro. Now you're prepared, confident, and ready to explore. So the only question left is, with all of New York City waiting right outside, what will you do first?